Hello, everybody. I see you guys start to join on in. Welcome to Tithely University. First and foremost, this is an overview of all of the products that we provide for you guys. We have three main product suites that we offer: finance, communications, and people. And within each one of those product suites, we have a whole host of products. Not all of them are even listed here, but we do have some really great ones. Today, we're going to be talking about our communications product suite. So anything and everything that you can imagine about communicating with your organization and with your congregants as well. So messaging, sites, apps, and media. We're super excited about these products. They're honestly some of my favorite products that we have because they're really interesting and eclectic, and we have such an amazing team who works on them. These are also the core values that we have here in our customer experience department. So as you guys, I don't know if everybody knows, but my name's Addie and I'm the senior support manager here at Tithely. And everybody who is on this webinar today teaching and helping with questions is from our customer experience department. So most of the time, we're going to be the teachers and the people who are hosting this. So we always want to show you guys our core values that we have. The one I want to talk about today is transparent. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I think providing you guys with as much information as possible and ensuring that you guys know where we have issues or problems arise, but also a lot of transparency about the things we're excited about as well. So it's something we're really proud of, and it's something we pride ourselves on as well. All right, and then next slide. We're getting there. There we go. This is just our teachers today. So like you guys know, my name's Addie. I'm the senior support manager. We have our amazing Micah teaching today. He's our communication support team lead. So you'll see his face a lot more than mine today, which is a good thing because he knows a lot more about communications than I do. And then for the questions, we have Megan, who's one of our sites customer support reps, and Tyler, who is our apps support rep as well. Both of these guys aren't really just support reps. They're actually experts in their field. So if you guys have any questions at all, please utilize the Q&A section on the bottom of the Zoom screen. From there, either Megan or Tyler will get back to you and will ensure that they give you as much information as possible. We also will have a Q&A section at the end of the webinar. So if you have questions you want to be answered live, just hold on to those and then you can input them in the Q&A section towards the end of the webinar. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to jump off and just go off video so you guys can focus in on Micah. Micah, take it away.
Sweet. All right. Hello, everybody. So I'm super excited today because we get to talk about optimizing apps and sites. It was funny because when this one came up, I was like, okay, that's a very vague title, could mean a lot of things. So I wanted to start off just kind of telling you guys what I am going to cover. As you can see on the screen, the first thing I'm going to cover is the media modal. So I want to go over the media modal, then we're going to go over RSS feeds and integrations, and then we're going to go over what I like to call a quarterly check-in. And I'll talk more to that when I get there. So starting with the media modal, what is it? So the media modal is a feature that is available within both sites and within apps. Now, to start this off, I do want to preface that a lot of people will go into their site directly and then be like, okay, I'm trying to add a photo. I don't see an upload for media button. As of right now, the only way to access the media modal in sites is via the primary admin in Tithely Giving. So they log into Tithely Giving as the primary admin, click on sites, and then they'll be able to use this upload for media feature. So this screenshot you'll see right here, this is just in a random block that had an image capability, and there's just an upload from media button. Within apps, you can only add from media in the blogs, events, and sermon notes areas. And I'm going to speak a little bit more to this in a second, but just wanted to get you familiar with what it's going to look like. On this next slide, here is an example of what the media modal is going to look like, both within sites and within apps. So I'm going to give you a live example in a second and show you just exactly what this does look like and its functionality. But as you can see on the left-hand side, you'll see My Media, Tithely Media, Favorites, which is anything that you favorite from within Tithely Media, and then recently deleted items. There's also the functionality of uploading, adding a new folder, and these are all the images that I've added. As I said earlier, I am from San Diego, so I added a ton of San Diego photos because I do kind of have a strong passion for my city. Okay, so with that, I do want to jump straight in to Tithely sites. So if I am on the home page of my Tithely site, and as I stated, you have to log into Tithely Giving as the primary admin and then go into sites. as you can see, we are now in the sites area. So I want to go over just utilizing the media modal. So what you can do is in here, I can click on customize header, for example. And then right here underneath the image, you'll see this big upload from media button. So in this case, I do have like this image currently, but let's say I want to change it. I can click upload from media, and then this page will pop up. Here's all the images that I've added. I've added even more San Diego photos. I don't know why. Let's say I want to add a brand new photo. So I can click upload, and then I'll be brought to this drag files here or select from computer. I can drag this photo here that I've already downloaded. And then you'll see right here, it says uploaded one file successfully. This is awesome because now when I go back into Tithely Media, you'll see that this image is now there. Up in the right-hand corner, you'll see this save and close button. So right now it's grayed out because I haven't actually selected a photo to be added to my header. But if I select this, you'll see it now turned green. I can click save and close. And then just to know that you've done it successfully, you'll see this link right under here. So I can trash this guy because I don't want to use him anymore. And then I scroll down, click save, and you'll see that this new image has been uploaded. I know it's not the prettiest, that's not the purpose, but if I was to go back in to customize the header, you would see that that image has been uploaded. So the cool part about the media modal is that it does integrate between both sites and apps. So this global menu, I do want to speak to just because I'm obsessed with it and I geek out about it every single time I use it. This global menu allows you to go in between any product. This is something that may seem very casual to you guys, but for those of us that have been with Tithely for a while, it's really cool. So if I'm in sites and I toggle to apps, I'm going to show you how to use the media modal in apps. So as I said earlier, they work with blogs, events, and sermon notes currently. In this example, I'll just go ahead and use events. Scroll down to events in the app dashboard, click events, and then I can add new, and let's just say each day, and it's today, or no, it's Saturday at noon. And it goes forever. I don't know why it goes forever, but it does. And then I can come in here, and as you can see, every image that was added in sites, I actually have available within apps as well. So this is something that's really awesome. We're still building this out. I do want to speak to a few limitations. We are currently dealing with a bug where you can't add a new folder. The team knows, they're working on it, but if you click on the new folder button, it's actually dysfunctional. Secondly, this My Media area. So you'll see that within sites and within apps when you are using the media modal. This area doesn't actually exist within Tithely Media itself. That's something that will be added down the line. But as of right now, as this is still the beginning stages, this is the only way you can find it. Just to show you what I'm talking about, if I'm in this side menu again and I go over into media, you'll see once it loads, please load. Okay, there we go. All graphics, video, social media, photos, sermon kits, favorites, scheduler, and settings. So there's no My Media available. So right now, uploading content to your media will only be done directly through sites and through apps. Okay, so let's go back to our little PowerPoint presentation. Once this loads, I'll go back into present mode. There we go. Okay, so second section that I'm going to talk about is RSS feeds. So RSS feeds are awesome because the simplest way to put it is they integrate your sites and your apps platforms. They're just a link that you can find within your site's platform that you can then plug into your app. And it's plug and play. So as soon as you upload it, it will actually be available within your app. And right now, the RSS feeds work with, well, so with the events, it's an iCal feed. I'll talk about that in a sec. But it's events, podcasts, and sermons, blogs, and news. So within your site, this is the area that you're going to go to. And I'll show you how to toggle to that in a sec. But this is what it looks like. Here's the iCal link. And then we have RSS feeds for blogs, news, Podcast is in its own area, but as you can see at the very end right here, it says .rss, so it is also an RSS feed. So I just want to show you guys how to do this, and then I'm going to show you a couple of like tips and tricks that I feel like not a lot of people utilize regarding RSS feeds. So if I go back in here, I can toggle back to my sites area. And I got logged out. One sec, y'all. Let me log back in. I don't know why that happened. Sorry for the technical difficulties. And okay, I think we're good. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay, so we're back into the sites area. I'm gonna, just for an example, and this time I'm gonna talk about events and I'm gonna talk about news. So with events, if I go into the events area of my site, you'll see that I have these two events listed. I have a fall marrieds retreat, September 2nd. I have a church potluck out in April of next year. No idea why we're that on top of the ball, but we are. It's awesome. So we can actually get this these events put directly in the app without doing a ton of work. So that is done via the RSS feed. So how to navigate to those links? If you click on admin, and then you just got to click on settings. Once you're on this page, you can scroll down and you'll see this integrations and then the sub page called feeds. Go ahead and just click on feeds. And that will bring you to this RSS feeds area. So we have iCal for events, and then we have RSS for blogs, news, and sermons. So right now we're going to use events. There's this copy button on the side, super useful. Then from here, I can toggle over to apps. And then once I'm in the apps area, I can actually add this directly to the events area. So if I scroll to events, I can click iCal feeds, and then you'll see this like new okay, so if I go in here, you'll see I can add new, I can add the URL, and then there's a tab name, and then there's a long tab name. I've actually already added it. So in this case, I'm just going to X out and show you where I added it. Down here at the bottom, I have an events tab. Here's the link, and then the event, or the tab name is events. Long tab name is church events. I set it to active and I click save. I'll talk to this later, but it's good to note that it says RSS feed updated successfully. So now I can show you, if I go ahead and share my phone screen, you will see once it loads, there we go, that I already have my events area uploaded, and it has the fall marriage tree and the church potluck. And here's the tab name, events. And then this is the long name that it was referring to in that little form. So with that, something awesome is that I can go back in here, and I want to show you like a little trick when it comes to events, or like a good little note to know. And then with news, I am going to show you the trick. Full transparency, as Addie talked about earlier, we do have a few bugs, and I do want to take note of them. So when you are in this global dashboard and you're in the apps area, if you're in apps and you try to toggle the sites, you will encounter a bug. Team's aware, we're really working on it. Here's what it looks like. It'll just bring you to this page. My workaround for now is when I'm in the app dashboard and I need to go to sites, I just toggle over to media first. And then once I'm in media, I can go over to sites. So let's go through that little workaround. Media, and then sites. All right. We are back into the sites area. I'm really excited to show you guys these little like tricks, because I think they're awesome and they save a ton of work, and I feel like not a lot of people use them. Okay, so something to note with events. So as you saw on our events page, I only had 2 events up there. I had the fall marriage retreat and the church potluck. But if we go to admin content, and you look at my events area, you'll see I actually have 3 events. I have a church potluck, a fall married retreat, and then I have a teen camp. But if you look at the date for the teen camp, it's Monday, July 26th of this year. So because it's a previous date that's already passed, it's automatically taken off the event section of my site, which in turn takes it off of my app. So that's something that will just give you a lot of freedom of having to like delete past events. We take care of that for you. So regarding news, there are cool little tricks that I want to show you. So with news, we can go through kind of the same process. First off, segue into everyone's favorite topic, COVID-19. I'm sorry if I triggered you guys. But we have 3 update pages for it in the news area. We have a March implications one, May implications, August implications. So let's say I want this to be in my app as well. Same process as before. I can go to admin, content, and from here, I can actually click on news. And you'll see that I have these. Here's the 3 that I have, and I'm going to speak to this guy in a second. So as you can see, this publish date is in the future. Therefore, it's called a future post. But for now, let's just grab the RSS feed. So we'll go to admin settings. And then we'll scroll down to that integrations feeds area again. Go in here, and then we'll copy this news RSS feed. We'll toggle over to apps. And then once I'm in here, something to note is RSS feeds for blogs and news will actually both be put into the blog space. So if we go to blogs, I can add a new RSS feed, click add new, I can add my URL, add the tab name, add the long tab name. I'm not going to save because I've already done that down here with COVID news, and I can click save. Once again, we'll see that RSS feed updated successfully message. And then let me just pull it up on my phone and I'll share that to you guys. But within my phone, make sure this works. There we go. You'll see that it has all 3 of these news posts. So we have the March 10th implications, the May 1st COVID-19 implications, and the August 10th COVID-19 implications. So this is all good and well, but what I really want to show you guys is something about future posts. So when you are within your Tithely site, so once again, I'll do this little trick workaround because we're dealing with that bug, apps to media, media to sites. Future posts are awesome because you can set a publish date for the future. And then your site and your app are going to according to that date. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. If we go to sites, say you have an article or a blog post that you already know what you want to say, or it's like your weekly bulletin or whatever, and you don't really want it to be available yet, but you do have all the info that you want to fill out and you're ready to go with that. In your Tithely site, you can create a news post or create a blog post, and then you can actually set it to a future publish date. So if I go to admin content and go to news, you'll see that I've set this publish date to September 1st, 2021, and you get this big little green message saying future post. The awesome thing about this is that when September 1st rolls around, this post will automatically be added to my news area on my site, which in turn will also add it over into my app via the RSS feed. So this is a cool little feature. Something to note is that the RSS feed takes about 2 to 3 hours to show the updates. So if it's added, when this is added to the news area of my Tithely site, it'll take about 2 to 3 hours to show up in your app. And that is something that I'm going to speak to because there's also a trick to, if say you have an emergency and you need something like updated now in both areas, there is like a trick to work around that. So I'm going to speak to that in a second in this third section that we're going to talk about, and that is a quarterly check-in. Let me pull up that slide. Okay, so quarterly check-in. What in the world am I talking about? Great question. A quarterly check-in is what we call just like a time where you can review your content. And we recommend people doing this every 3 months. The reason for this is because we want to make sure that the users within your congregation or within your organization have the greatest and simplest user experience possible. And for this reason, we encourage everyone to filter out any irrelevant content every 3 months. Simplicity is key. The less clutter, the better. So in my example, if you saw on my site, I actually had, if we go to the news area, I had these 3 posts. And let's say someone comes in here as a user and they see COVID-19 implications August. That's what's like important to this time and place. May and March are outdated. They're no longer relevant. There's no reason for them to be on the site because someone might click on them and then think they apply. So what can I do? I can actually just delete them on my site and it'll in turn delete it on the app. So if I go to admin content and I go to news, you'll see that I have these. Say I want to delete March. I go ahead and click more. So I just hover over it. And then on the far right, you'll see this more button. Click that, then click delete. Are you sure you want to permanently delete this news post? Yes, I do. I can delete that. And that's all good and fun. That's awesome. As I said earlier, it does take 2 to 3 hours via the RSS feed for this to delete on the app side. So in case of an emergency, you really need to delete something. The trick is you can go into apps and once we're back in the app space, you can go back to that RSS feed that you've added. So in this case, it was in the blogs area. And under RSS feeds, we named it COVID News. I can come in here and I can actually just click save. And all that does is it re-updates it. So RSS feed updated successfully. And then if I go on my phone, I can refresh my the COVID protocol area. And if I show you my phone screen, it'll load in a sec, I promise. Okay, that March post has actually been deleted. So that's all I got. Those are my tips and tricks when it comes to optimizing apps and sites. I know there's other things that we could touch on, but with our limited time, I only wanted to go over 3. I hope that was helpful, and I really hope that you guys are able to take some of this away and learn from it. And obviously, that's all I got. But I know you guys are probably going to have a ton of questions, so I'll pass it back over to Addie for that.
Thank you so much, Micah. So much good information. I love hearing about all of the interactions that we have within our communications products. So if you guys do have any more questions, you can always email us at support@tithe.ly. We also have a new support area, which is literally just tithe.ly/support. From there, you can view our knowledge base, live chat, email, and request a phone call as well, which is a new thing we just recently launched that we can really work with you guys specifically when you need help. So we're really excited about that. If you ever need assistance with that, you can always go to that area. Tamika's wondering about my hoodie. That is a fabulous question, Tamika. Yes, it is. We have a swag site as well. I will also include that just for you guys so that you guys can have that in the follow-up email. But absolutely, we do have this for sale. Rob wanted to know, when will the new groups format be released? Micah, do we have a specific date for that?
Great question. So as of right now, we've submitted everything that we have to the relevant app stores. So it's the Google App Store to Apple. So it's kind of in their hands. We're hoping very early next week that we just get the green light and we're going for it. Obviously, they could come back and say that we need to do a couple things, but we're hoping very early next week. We'll send something out, obviously, when that's live, and then we'll have articles and support so you guys can understand how to make it all functional as soon as it's available.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Micah. And then Richard wanted to know, if you change the password for the primary admin, does it affect everyone else's login and password? The answer is no. This is dependent upon the specific admin that you're adjusting. So if it's yourself, it'll only affect yourself. If you're adjusting it for a secondary admin, it'll only affect their specific password and login. Christina wanted to know, how long is the onboarding process? That's a great question, Christina. This really depends upon you guys. Every single time somebody starts a new site or a new app, you guys do receive an onboarding coach who's going to assist you with that. We also have some really great bi-weekly Tithely University onboarding webinars that will walk you through some commonly asked questions. It can take as quick as a week. It can go up to months. So I'm sorry, I can't give you something specific there, but it really is dependent upon how quickly you can get that information over to our team. And then they'll be able to work directly with you on that. And then Deanna had one question. Whoops, sorry, it just moved. There we go. Is there some way to add a type of chat or messaging feature on our app for our congregation to DM us? Micah, do you want to touch really briefly on the interaction we have with messaging and apps? Is there some interaction we have, or are they two separate options?
So I mean, the messaging platform is separate from like the group chat that's going to be available. So as I was speaking to who asked earlier, Rob, the groups like feature that's going to be available in apps is actually going to be like group chat. So you can set up a group and they can DM you through that. So you could set one up for your congregation. Tithely messaging is more like if you want to send out a blast message to your church via your personalized like actual phone number that you set up and choose, and then they can respond to that. So they're kind of for different purposes. If you'd rather you can reach out to support and we can take whatever scenario you have in mind and tell you which one will be more useful, and because it's a case by case basis. But group chat is more just like quick chats. Messaging is more like mass contacting.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best option for you if you want to have it within your app, but our messaging feature really is amazing too, but that is going to be a specific phone number that you're texting back and forth with your congregants for. All right, perfect. We're going to go ahead and move on. But if you guys have any other questions, please email us directly and we'll be able to help out. Another quick thing is we have a Facebook group. This is our Tithely Insider Facebook group. You guys can chat and interact with other people who are in the same boat as you. We also have our amazing support team leads monitoring this as well. So if you have any support questions, they'll be able to either help right there or point you over to our support team directly. On-site training. So this is something that we provide for some of our churches that we work with. Basically, if you're wanting to onboard different products and have some great training information come in from the Tithely team, we can either do a Zoom training with you or actually in person now as well. We know with COVID, that there's some restrictions and regulations. So we want to make sure we're honoring towards that. So whatever you're comfortable with, we'll be happy to do. But if you guys are interested in that, you can email our director of CX, whose name is Sharon. All right, you guys, I think that's everything for today. Thank you all so much. It's so fun being able to meet you guys, talk kind of face to face. You can see our faces, but we love having you guys on these. This is such a passion project for our CX department. So if you guys have any questions at all, please email us and that follow-up email will be coming by shortly. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day.